Welcome to a day in my life as an artist. So basically, my day starts with getting up in the morning, going and feeding my cute dogs. And yes, they sleep in my bed with us every single night. It's a bad habit, but we cannot break it now. And they're so cuddly. I either have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee first thing in the morning. I'm not really hungry first thing in the morning, though if there's cake in the house, I definitely will have some cake with my coffee or tea. And I like to start the day with a fancy cup. I like pretty things. And this is my favorite china set. The day is beautiful, gorgeous morning, birds are singing. I like to go outside and get that morning sun and watch the dogs play, sip my tea, and have a look at my garden, see what's blooming, what's dying, what needs to be pruned or cut. Take the time to smell the flowers. It really is important to take that time to appreciate all the beautiful things around. And then I like to go for a hike. Now, this is one of my favorite hikes, and I wanted to take you guys along with me just so you can see what inspires me every day, what invigorates me, and it's incredibly good for the soul and your spirit and mental health to walk through nature like this. Now, there are ferns everywhere. It's really a fern forest. Ferns are known for cleansing, they make the air quality so much better. So, if you're in a city with lots of exhaust and vehicles and buildings, it's great to go to the park and go for a hike in the forest somewhere. And this is really, really important. I try to go for a hike at least 3 times a week. Now, normally there is water through this area here, but we are getting into our dry season. So it's such a beautiful spot here with this leaning broken tree. And I like to kind of look around and see if I can find neat little treasures or broken pottery. And then I come back home and I start my painting day. Sometimes I like to paint outside, sometimes I like to paint indoors. The light is beautiful outside, but before I begin my painting, I always like to take a few moments just to write in my gratitude journal a few things that I'm thankful for. If you're wondering what I'm writing, I'm actually writing that I'm grateful for the sunshine and the beautiful walk that I went on. I'm grateful for my dogs, my family, and just having motivation to get up because some days are really hard to even just want to get out of bed, right? We all have those days. And then after I write what I'm grateful for, I go through and check my emails, messages, and see what's happening on my website and Patreon and YouTube. And I like to answer you guys back and get back to all my followers and subscribers. I have a few things I like to do as well. Go through paintings, add the sealer and varnish to some of my paintings that I know are going to be shipped out or ones that I want to hang up and display in my home. This one's a satin varnish. I have videos on how to do that if you guys are curious, but while that's drying, I'm going to pick a few cards and send out some little um, thinking of you cards and how are you doing cards to some of my followers and members. It's just my way of saying hello and thinking of you, and I appreciate all of your support and your kindness. So I just do this once in a while. I've got lots of cards and lots of mini postcards and little prints from my artwork over the years. Although lately I haven't been making any new prints. I really should take the time to do that one of these days. We just got a new printer too, so we're just always so busy with so many projects, gardening, home improvements, traveling back to see our family. And I run my business here, so I do everything myself. So and I also like to cook and bake, and there's just so many things that we get distracted by and busy with. But if you guys want to learn how I make my prints, I will make a future video on that. Just let me know in the comments below. So I'm gonna mail these off tomorrow, I think, when I go for my next hike. And because it's so beautiful outside, and I have this old easel that I used for many years here in my studio, I set it outside because I just could not get rid of it. I couldn't say goodbye to it, so I thought it would look really pretty outside in my curtain of ivy and vines outside of my studio. And every time I walk by it, I really want to start a painting there. Now, I have one there just to see what the lighting would be like, but I did not paint that one outside. I do have a video for it. It's the wishing well. And I'm just going to pick a few colors here. I'm wanting to paint something green because I was just out in the forest on that hike, right? So I have a green frame of mind, and I didn't sketch or take a photo from my hike today. But in my mind, it's fresh. The feeling of being there is fresh in my mind and my heart and my soul. And I'm going to just sit here on the spot. I put a bunch of pillows and blankets down. I've got a bucket of water, my brushes, and my palette, my little spray bottle, a 16 by 20 canvas. This easel is kind of broken and a little rough to say the least, but I'm still enjoying myself. There's a lot of commotion going on in the neighborhood, but I kind of just block it out. I forget everything around me and just get in my zone and paint. So I'm thinking of the way it made me feel being in that forest on that hike today with that leaning tree. And I'm adding some titanium white, some hooker's green, lamp black, and lemon yellow. I've got to tuck the ivy and the vines behind the easel. They are getting in the way. And I just love being in this little cove, this cute little outdoor studio space. I just found this so relaxing. All I was listening to and hearing were the birds singing and chirping all around me, and being in all this lush, beautiful draping ivy around me, remembering that hike, the gorgeous green ferns everywhere, the hanging moss, and all of the really neat, twisty, curvy roots from the tree as well. The slant and angle of the tree and the lines are what stand out to me, and of course, the beautiful bright green moss. So I kept it simple, painting wet and wet out here. I didn't have a problem with my paint drying too quickly. I'm surprised because it is dry and hot outside right now. So that was a nice bonus, though I was painting quickly just because I was really in the moment. And sometimes I like to paint quickly like this. And it is relaxing at the same time when I'm kind of going really fast and speeding my way through. It's kind of hard to explain my thought process and how I'm working in the moment like this. But this is just my preliminary kind of just first stab at this painting here. I'm getting a feel for it, where I want to take it, in the mood, enjoying every minute of it. And I will have a full length, step by step tutorial with more detail, a little bit more saturation and color coming up very soon. This is just one I wanted to start to get me geared up and ready for that one that'll be coming up soon. So I hope you guys are excited about that one. I sure am. It's a beautiful, beautiful spot, and lots of birds in that forest, lots of giant slugs. I'll try to remember to add a photo of the giant slugs. They're just crazy here on Vancouver Island. And if you know what I mean, and you've seen them, leave a comment below. They are, well, there's ones that are all black and they're really, really big, but I see those more in the wintertime here. Like, we don't really get snow here, it's just constant rain. It's like being in a rainforest. Everything's green though through the winter, so it's really beautiful. And we do get a lot of sunny days in between that as well. But that's when you get all the cool mushrooms and like those red ones with all the spots on them. I think they're toadstools, I like to call them. And they remind me of Alice in Wonderland. It is really like living in a fairy tale here. I absolutely love it, and every day I am grateful. I'm constantly grateful for where I live and where I feel really peaceful here. I also feel like extra creative here as well. I think it's from um, being able to be so peaceful here. I am not rushed. I don't have a busy life, um, no real like agenda. And that being said, working from home like I do, and anybody else out there that works from home, we have to make ourselves have a routine and try to stick to it as best we can, because it's very easy to slip when you don't have a boss and you're your boss. So it's too easy to sleep in, or say you don't want to film today, or you don't feel like painting today and you'll get to it later. I found over the years that, well, luckily I never feel like I don't want to paint. It's one of those things that I just absolutely love and I'm always passionate about. What I do find hard though is if we go away for a few days somewhere and I'm out of my routine and I'm not set up painting or filming and doing what I normally do, then I really get off track and I find it harder to get back on my routine or back on track, if that makes sense. So it's easier for me to just do the same things every day. That being said, I change up my walks. I'm not going on the same walk or the same hike or the same place every day. So it is important to stick to routine, but also, you know, go different places within that routine and paint different things, film a little differently, try different colors. Um, so I do change it up. Otherwise, it gets really boring. But I have to stick to my routine. And I find that the more I do, like the more I want to. So the more I paint, and I hope this helps you guys out there too if you're ever struggling with motivation or how to stay motivated, and or how to find the time. I find that having that routine and writing down in order all the things you need to do and how early you need to get up, how long it actually takes you to do certain things. If you get really organized and set a certain amount of time for everything, you'll realize that you actually have extra time in the day when you thought you didn't even have enough to do um, something like paint. Even if you're painting for just 10 minutes a day, you can get a lot done in 10 minutes. You can practice some different brush strokes. You can create a little mini painting. You can be taking reference photos to paint from. By the way, I will have a future video coming up about how to paint from your reference photos and how to decide um, what part of the photo to paint and all of that. So the why, the how, and that's coming up soon. So there's going to be a lot of info in there. But staying motivated as an artist, I think that the less you do, the less you want to do. That goes for everything in life. And I find the more I paint, the more ideas I get, the more I want to paint, and I grow a lot more. So I'm always learning something new. But if I, you know, stop painting for a few days, if we're on vacation, like we did go visit my family in Sicily a few years ago, I didn't bring my paints with me. We were there for a month and I ended up finding a little store because I needed to paint. And we bought little paints and brushes. They were not very good quality, but we got them and I painted while I was there and I got back into that. I filmed from Sicily and shared it with you all, and it was a great thing to do. So I'm going to do that next time I go on vacation. Around 4 p.m. I start to make dinner. That's if I'm not too tired from everything I've done during the day. My husband is a wonderful cook. I personally prefer it when he cooks. Um, and I like to keep it as healthy and as simple as possible. I've just got some peppers and carrots and onion, some salt and pepper, and olive oil if you're curious. Very tasty. And some Italian seasoned chicken that's roasting. Now, while this is cooking, I am going out to play with my dear little sweet dog, Minnie. She's a purebred, tiny, tiny Pomeranian. I think she's around 7, maybe 7 pounds, if that. and I water the flowers. Meanwhile, you don't hear her, but she's barking at me from behind, wanting me to throw the ball again for her. She actually has a condition called collapsed trachea. Her trachea is very, very small, and sometimes it flares up and she has trouble breathing. It's a very common condition with small breed dogs. But she has a wonderful life and she's very happy. Tilly loves her, and after dinner and playing with Minnie, we usually watch a little bit of TV and then wind down the day walking by the water at the beach. It's very tranquil, relaxing, and it helps me settle down, helps my mind calm down because I'm usually always thinking about the next thing I have to do, and I tend to sleep better. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!